long before martial or Roman god of war, and long before the Asian art defense system, the origin of all of that came right here in Kemet. It was called the Mantu. The Mantu art form was an African defense system, long before a Roman god of war called martial art. Here you see another art form, even using the sticks and the art form. The one we look at is some kind of a karate chop. And then you see a flip that's taking place right here. So here you see, right, what they call judo. Here you see a flip right here, and also another form of the art with the brothers are trying to defeat the other and bring him down. So here you see an African defense system, but I want to show you that this is an African origin that goes as far back as the Nubas. Now, keep in mind that that came from the Nubas, brothers and sisters. It was an African defense system, meaning that in this African defense system, you see the same exact thing right here. Now look at this here form right here, and look at these brothers from Nuba. Look how far back this goes. This is the same type of African defense system that is going on right now with the Nubas that you see with these two brothers right here, to show it's an African art form all the way from the Nubas. The Nubas who live in the highlands of the Sudan. Now, also, just as you see these two brothers right here, mixing it up, one trying to flip the other down, and look at the Nuba brother that you see right here. Okay? So that's why we come back in all forms to show our story so we can document it, not just to have it from a European perspective, but have it from our African perspective, our African Kemetic perspective. So we see the two African defense system right here. Now keep in mind, when these brothers, why are they in this form of art right here with the Nubas anyway? They're fighting for something. They're fighting for the woman. And the Tani-Hisi Kushite Ethiopians are also, we see from the art, and these blades or rings around their hand that they use for fights. But let's go and see, when I was in the Bume village of Ethiopia, here January 6th, we see our brother is wearing the band around his hand they use for fights for the Bume. But his culture, you see him here, it goes all the way back to the Kushite nation. And on the temples of Kemet, you can see the African defense system and see that that culture started with African people and karate and all these things today, as you see the flips and so forth and the hands, and also you can see the arrow where we see the stick fighting that he's also using on the temple, but you see it right there on the temples of Egypt over 3,000 years ago. These are books in stone that our ancestors left us. And you see them with the stick figures for the fighting right here. Also, we see go among the Nuba, who their wrestling styles and compare their wrestling styles are identical to those that are right there in Kemet. So we can see it on the temples of Kemet, and we can see the wrestling styles are identical to what you see in ancient Kemet. As when we went into the village, in the Bume village in southern Ethiopia, the Karo as well. And we can see our brother right here, Kisa, who came with us. He's one of the brothers I selected to come into this region of Ethiopia. You see him with our brother right here with the ring around his hand, the defense system. And brother Kisa went to fight with him. I said, brother, you can't mess with that, brother. He got a blade on his hand. He went through a quick move and blood started running all down his arm. Okay, so it was a quick move, but the brother was just defending himself because Kisa was trying to do something fast on him. But the brother was ready for him. But you can see where his culture is still passed down from the ancient Kushites. As we see the Tani-Hisi Kushite soldiers from the land of the bow, of Taseti. And we see them here because it is here that they excavated Mentuhotep's temple and got these soldiers. But notice that they're holding the sticks for battle right here. So when we go back to Musi land, and we can see the same culture among the Musi, the Donga sticks that they use for fights. They're used, but you see them in the Cairo Museum among the Tani-Hisi.